Good day, students. Welcome back to another language arts session. Today our focus is going to be on conjunction and preposition. So before we begin, do you remember what are conjunctions? Do you remember what are prepositions? Do you remember when we use a conjunction and when we use a preposition? Do you remember any examples of conjunction or preposition? Let's see if you are correct. So let's begin with conjunction. So what is a conjunction? Well, a conjunction is a word that joins two nouns, phrases, or sentences. And we know that nouns are the names of people, places, animals, and things. Now, in order to use conjunctions correctly, we need to be aware of the rules that are necessary. So the long and short rule of using a conjunction is when two sentences are joined, a comma must be placed before the conjunction. So that is a primary rule. But there is an exception to the rule. And this rule is when we list items in a series, no comma is placed before the conjunction and. So let's look on the example. I played cards for a while, comma, but then I played chess. Here I can have two sentences. The two sentences are I played cards for a while, full stop, then I played chess. However, I can rewrite this using a conjunction to create or to make one sentence. So I can say I played cards for a while, comma, but then I played chess. When we speak about series, we are speaking about items that we have listed. So for example, I bought chips, cookie, and ice cream. I could have actually made 3 sentences. I could have said, I love chips, full stop. I love cookies, full stop. I love cream, full stop. But we have used the conjunction and because we can list all the items that I love in one sentence. So we can say I love chips, comma, cookie, and ice cream. Alright, so let's go further. Let's look on when we use the conjunction and. So the conjunction and is used to join words or sentences that shows similar ideas. So let's look on the example. The car is blue. and that is my favorite color. We all know that blue is a color, and we have several different colors. However, out of all the colors there are, blue is my favorite. So because I'm speaking about my favorite color, the idea will be similar. So I can say my car is blue, comma, and that is my favorite color. Because once you say that, I do not need to ask if it is green, red, purple. I know that it is blue. Let's look on the second example. I ate pizza, cake, chips, and donut. So question. How many things did I eat? I ate 4 things. So here I could make 4 sentences if I wanted. So I could have stated, I ate pizza, full stop. I ate cake, full stop. I ate chips, full stop. I ate donut, full stop. However, because I know that I ate all of these things, we can put the ideas together and write it as a series. So I can say I ate pizza, comma, cake, comma, chips, and donut. And if you notice, there is no comma before the conjunction and. Let's move on to but. So the conjunction but is used to join 2 ideas that are opposite or different. So let's look on the example. He woke late, comma, but he still went to school. So usually when I wake up late, I would not need to go anywhere, because if school begins at 8 o'clock and I wake at 9, that means school would have already begun. If I need to take a bus to go to school and I know that school begins at 8 o'clock, but I need to leave home at 7 o'clock, but because I woke late, it is now 7:30. That means I would reach the school late. If I reach the school late, a class might have begun or even finished. However, I still decided to go despite a class being completed or still going on. I went to a supermarket, but my father went to church. I went to a supermarket, but my father went to church. So you both went somewhere, but you did not go to the same place. So one went to the supermarket, one went to church. 2 different persons. So the ideas are different, not similar. I love cake, but my sister doesn't. So you like cake, but the sister, she doesn't eat it. Maybe it makes her sick. Maybe she's watching her weight, etc. Alright? Let's move on. Let's look on because. Now, because it's used to show a particular relationship. It is used to show an effect and cause relationship. And I'm going to explain it to you shortly. So the conjunction because is used to show the reason for something. Now, how do I identify when to use because? Usually, the effect comes first. When I say the effect, I'm talking about the result. So the effect comes first, the conjunction because, and then you state the cause. So let's look at the example. I have the flu. So question, why? Why do I have the flu? Maybe I got wet in the rain. Maybe I caught it from one of my family members. So the effect is I have the flu, because what? Because I got soaked by the rain yesterday. So if the rain didn't wet you up, you would have not caught the flu. But because you got wet in the rain, the end result, the effect of that is that you caught the flu. Next example. He was late for school. Why can you be late for school? So maybe you woke late. Maybe there was no taxi on the road. Maybe you had to walk. And there are several other reasons why you could have been late for school. Could have gone to the dentist, etc. So, he was late for school, because there was no taxi on the road. So because there was no taxi, maybe you had to wait on a bus. Maybe you had to walk. So eventually, he was late. Let's look at the conjunction so. And when we use so, we are actually doing the reverse of how we would do because. So the conjunction so is used to show the effect, the result, the consequences of an action. So the first thing that you would see is the action. When you place the conjunction so, and you state the consequence of that action. So, let's look at the example. I lost my house key. What are some consequences? What could be the result of me losing my house key? Well, maybe I had to call a locksmith. Maybe I had to break a window and crawl through it to enter the house. Maybe I had to wait until my parents got home. In this case, I had to stay outside for an hour. So I lost my house key, so I had to stay outside for an hour. It was raining. What could be the effect or the consequences of the rain falling? Maybe the drains became too full and caused a flood. Maybe you could not go to school. Maybe you had to wear a raincoat. Maybe you had to buy an umbrella. So there are several different reasons. So it was raining, so we couldn't go to the beach. Because normally we do not go to the beach when it rains. Let's look on the last conjunction that we focused on during the school term, and it is until. The conjunction until is used to join two sentences or clause which are dependent on each other, meaning that they can't stand on their own 2 feet. One clause is joined to another to give the sentence its full meaning. Example: will you wait? So, will you wait would not be a complete sentence by itself. I return. That would not be a full sentence by itself. But if I say to you, will you wait until I return? Then that would be a full sentence, and I'm quite sure you understand that sentence. I could say, no, I can't wait, or yes, I can wait. Let's look at the second example. He waited for his friend. That's a sentence by itself. She came from school. That sentence is awkward. If you say she came from school, you would have needed to add something to that sentence to make it more accurate. But if I say to you, he waited for his friend until she came from school, then you know that she was at school and he waited until she arrived. So we're finished looking on conjunction. Let's go over to preposition. So what is a preposition? Well, a preposition is a word which shows a relationship between a noun or pronoun, which is the subject in the sentence, and another noun or pronoun in the same sentence. The relationship can show different things. So it could show direction, could show place or position, could show or tell you the time, could tell you the cause, could tell you the manner or the amount. So let's explore it some more. So how do I identify a preposition in a sentence? A preposition is always followed by the subject in the sentence. and it is never followed by a verb. So we know that in a sentence we have a subject and we have object. Subject is who we are, the main person that is doing the action. So let's look on the example. The boy is standing behind the curtain. In this sentence, boy would be the subject because we're talking about the boy. Where is the boy? The boy is behind. What is he behind? He is behind the curtain. So the word curtain, which is a noun, would be my object. So here I want to show the relationship between the boy and the curtain. We know that the boy is standing, and we know that standing is a verb. So he's standing. But where is he standing? He's standing behind. So behind is our preposition. And as you see, we have the verb, and following your verb is the preposition. Let's look on the preposition of place and position. So preposition of place or position is a preposition which is used to refer to a place where something or someone is located in relation to another noun or pronoun. So let's look on some common examples of preposition of place or position. So it could be on. The book is on the table. So here we are talking about the book in relation to the table. So it's on, at, in, by, from, to, towards, up, down, across, between, among, through, in front of, behind, above, over, under, below. And there are other examples that deals with place or position of something. Let's look on the preposition of movement. So the preposition of movement or direction are used to show movement from one place to another, of a way in which something travels. These prepositions are most often used with verbs of motion. We talk about motion, talking about movement. And are found after the verb. So example, across. The boy walked across the road. Along. The bus is driving along the road. Back. Down. From. Onto. out of, over, through, to, towards, and we have other examples. The preposition of time. But what you find in language arts is that some words may talk about several different things. So a preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as a day on the calendar, one of the days of the week, or the actual time something takes place. Prepositions of time are the same words as the preposition of place. However, they are used in a different way. So, let's look at a few examples. I always have breakfast before I go to work. So here we are talking about time. So you go to work, but before you go, you eat. So you eat, then you go. So before is used here to show relationship of when you eat breakfast and in relation to work. I started my homework after I watched a cartoon. So here we see that first you watch a cartoon, then you did your homework. So I started my homework after I finished watched a cartoon. I will phone you between lunch and 3 o'clock. So you were talking about time. So we know that. So we know that our lunch time is 11:30 or 12. So that means that I can call anywhere between 11:30 to 3 o'clock. I chatted with my friend right up to midnight. So in this case, up to is my preposition. It's now time for your classwork, and there are 5 questions. So let's look at it. Question 1. Which conjunction would best complete the sentence? You read your sentence, and we have 3 options. Sentence 2 is similar. So sentence 2 always also says which conjunction would best complete the sentence below. So you read your question and you answer. Then we go to question number 3. In question number 3, we have a passage. Your instruction says read the source 1 below and complete it by using conjunction and, but, because, and so. So you're going to choose anyone after you read. When you read, you choose one for each slot in the passage. Source 1. Then you move to number 4. Please look at the picture. Then use it to help you complete the sentence. The vase is blank, the table, and you have your options. And number 5 is similar. You are shown a picture, read your sentence, and then you answer. Have a good day, students, and I'll see you again very soon.